Hello guys, let's implement the push notification service in our Flutter app. So for that purpose, in the drivers app, what we can do is we can create a new folder, right click on lib, new, and create a new folder by the name push notification. Right click on push notification, new .file, and we can create a file by the name push notification service, push notification service, class push notification service. The push notification service we will implement using the FCM, which is called Firebase Cloud Messaging. So go to the pubspec.yaml and add the dependency Firebase Messaging. Click pubget. Now once it is installed, then come back to the push notification service and we will initialize an instance of the Firebase messaging. Let's give it name as Firebase messaging, Firebase messaging.instance. Now to send notification, there is a token called FCM token. Using that token, we can recognize each device, each smartphone we can recognize using that FCM token. In simple words, you can say that is to which user or to which device the notification will be sent. So that specific device we can recognize using the FCM token. So let's do that. We can also name it as registration token, or you can say FCM token, or you can say device recognition token. Okay. We will give this method name as generate device recognition token. Now to generate a token, a unique token for recognize each token, we can generate it using the Firebase messaging instance, and we can simply say .get token. So it will generate a token, and the logged in driver to the login driver info in the database, we will save this token. So that specific driver will be recognized by this token, or you can say the device of their driver will be recognized using this token. So for example, we will give it name as device recognition token. So this device recognition token we will save to the driver record. So we will create a reference to the database, Firebase database.instance.reference.child, the driver's parent node, in which for the logged in driver, that is to the logged in driver record, we will save this device recognition token. Okay. So to the logged in driver record, we will save the device token. So let's give it name as device token. So let's set the value to this reference. So the value for device token we can set, and you know that value is inside this variable. So in this way we generate FCM token, which can be used for recognizing each device, each smartphone, and for each logged in driver, each driver will have its unique device token, using which we can recognize each driver or each smartphone, that is to which specific smartphone we are going to send the notification. So that will be done using the device recognition token, or you can say FCM token. Also, let's subscribe to the topics like Firebase messaging subscribe to topic. So we will subscribe to the drivers topic and to the users. Now we have to initialize the push notification service. So come back here to the home page, and here we can create a method by the name initialize push notification system, and here we can initialize, that is create instance of the push notification service, push notification service, and simply we will call notification service dot generate device recognition token. Now in order to test the application, first of all make sure we are using the Firebase cloud messaging, so we have to enable the cloud messaging here in the Firebase console. So click on this run, and under the run tab you will see this messaging. Click on messaging and make sure to first create your first campaign, Firebase notification message, create, and that's it. And now let's come back to our project, and then we have to call this method. So we will call this method from the, when we get the live location, that is the current location of driver, that is inside this get current location, we will call this method here just like this. Okay, initialize push notification, make sure to add wait keyword here. So now let's test our application. So the app is running now, and now if you go to the database, then you can see the device token for the driver Peter Parker is created successfully. After getting the device registration token, the next thing is on our push notification service class, we are going to start listening for the new notification. So we will implement here a method by the name start listening for new notification. Now when a notification receive on a device, when a notification receive on a smartphone, then there are three scenarios for that. One is when the app is terminated, that is when the app is completely closed, it receive a push notification. The second scenario is when the app is in the foreground, which simply means that when the app is open and it receive a push notification. Third scenario is the background, when the app is in the background and it receive a push notification. So let's implement all of these three scenarios step by step. So when the app is completely closed and it receive a push notification, that we can implement using Firebase messaging dot instance dot get initial message dot then, and it receive a remote message. That is, as you know, that this is the receiving part, okay, which we are implementing. That is when the app is completely closed and receive a push notification, then the notification which is receiving, for example on device or on smartphone B, it will contain some remote message, that is from where we are sending the notification. Let's say for example the user send a trip request, so it will contains the trip ID, and let's say some other details like the pickup and drop off location. So that information we are sending from the user app, and here in the driver app when we are listening for the notification, then in all these three scenarios when we receive the push notification on the driver app, then that data we can access using the remote message. So we can give it name as remote message, just like this. Okay, so that remote data is basically accessible using our this remote message instance. So we have to check, for example, if the let's say if from the user app, if there is some data we are sending in the remote message which is receiving here in the driver's app in the push notification. So we will check either if it contains data. So we have to check like if remote message not equals to null, then in that cases we will receive that data, and that data we can receive by the same instance like remote message dot data. And if there are, let's say, some specific data, then that specific data we can access through its key name, Let's say for example we will be sending from the user app when the user send trip request, then the push notification will be sent from the user app and it will be received here on the driver app. Okay guys, please use the same key name because with the same key name we will be sending the trip ID value from the user app. Okay, so this is the key name. Okay, by this key name we will be sending the trip ID value. Okay, by this key name. So with the same key name we have to receive it here, that is trip ID, and then once we receive this we will assign it to a string type variable. We will call it as trip ID. So this is the first scenario, which is when the app is completely closed and it receives push notification. Second one is when the app is open and it receives a push notification. So for that purpose we can implement that scenario using Firebase messaging.onMessage.listen, and it is, as I told you, in the same way we can receive the data, the remote data which we are receiving in the push notification. Using this remote message instance we can access it. So we can do it in the same way, that is, if it is not equals to null, then we are receiving the trip ID. We are expecting this from the user app. As I told you, this is the receiving part, okay, in the driver app. When we will be sending the push notification, that is something which we will implement step by step in the upcoming videos in the users app, that is send notification, send push notification. So we are going step by step, so please follow me step by step. Then the third scenario, that is when the app is in the background, so we can implement that using Firebase messaging.onMessageOpenedApp.listen. It will be using the same remote message instance. We can access the data. First we will check if remote message not equals to null. So this is all about these three scenarios when the push notification is received on the driver app. So make sure to call this method on the home inside our initialize push notification system method. So we will simply say that notification service dot start listening for new notification, pass the context to it. Now for the push notification we have to make sure that we add a permission, that is the phone is allowed for receiving push notification. So we will ask the user for that permission, just like we ask for the location permission. So for that purpose what we need to do is, on the main.dot we already implemented the location permission. What we need to do now is to move it to a separate file. For example, right click on lib new and let's create a new folder by the name permission. So let's create a new folder by the name permissions. Okay, and then right click on the permissions folder, new dot file, and we will create a file by the name permission. Press enter. So we will create a class by the name permission. So the first permission is we will give it name as ask location permission, just like this, and then from the main.dot we can move this location permission to our permission.dot, this method ask location permission. Make sure to give this class name as permission methods, okay, because to differentiate with the permission package, with the permission plugin. Okay, for example, this permission belongs to the permission handler. Okay, so make sure to change this class name to permission methods, as this class will contains the methods related to only permissions. Okay, so once you do this, add the import the permission handler. Okay, and then after this here we can call our that method. We will create instance of the permission method class, permission methods, and then with the help of this instance permission methods we can call the method which is ask location permission. Similarly, in the permission class we have to create another method for the push notification. So copy paste this same method and we can say ask notification permission. Make sure to change this location when in use to notification. Okay, notification dot request. So now you can call the method which is ask notification permission. So now anywhere in our this project, whenever we want to make sure to ask for the permission, to make sure that either the permission is allowed or not, we will just call the methods directly just by one single line of code. For example, on the homepage dots, here we also want to make sure that the notification permission is allowed. So in here on our homepage dots, what we can do is we will call here the notification permission. That is, first create instance of the permission methods. Make sure to import permission dot, and then we can say permission methods dot ask notification permission. You can move this here. So now we are ready to test our application. So let's install the app on our phone. So first it's ask for the location permission, then of course we have to log in as a driver, and at the start it didn't ask for the notification permission because first it execute the location permission and it skipped the notification permission. So that's why on the homepage dot we make sure that after getting the location it asks for the permission, for the notification permission. That's why we call this here. Okay, after getting the location, user current location, the driver current location, we ask for the permission again for the notification, because this is an important step, that is the notification permission is allowed. So allow the permission and then go to your browser, go to the Firebase console, click on run, then messaging, Firebase cloud messaging, click on create your first campaign, and then Firebase notification message, click create. First of all, make sure to minimize the app. Okay, so now just enter the notification title, as this is just for the testing, either we are receiving or not the push notification. And this is let's say you can say test description, and then we have to click next. Topic, and topic is all drivers, click next. Scheduling, we want to send now, and then click next. Enable the sound, and then click on review, and then click publish. So now when you click on publish, and let's see in our app, wait for the push notification. The stat is active, and you can see that notification received successfully. As you can see that driver in driver app, test title, test description, so it is working fine. Now for example, let's send again. To send again, you can either create a new campaign like notification. I will say test 2, let's say test 2, next. Topic all drivers, we want to send now, then next. Enable sound, and then click review and click publish, and let's wait for the notification. So you can see that the push notification is received, which is test 2, test 2. You can see that. So according to the code which we implemented, this is the condition when the app is in the, that is this one. Let me show it to you. That is when the app is in the background. Okay, when the app is in the background and it receives a push notification. For example, now let's test this one, which is when the app is terminated and we receive a push notification. We cannot test this one because we have not yet implemented the dialog box for the push notification when it is received, when the app is open and it receives a push notification. So of course later we will test this feature as well. So for now let's test this one, which is when the app is completely closed. So let's close our application. Okay, the application is closed. Clear the notification, and now let's send notification. So I will just create new notification. I will give it name as test3. Let's say test3. And then make sure to enable the sound and then click review, publish, and let's wait for the push notification. So notification arrives successfully when the app is terminated, and you can see test3.